back into the top 20k overall for the SuperCoach season after a round of 21.15, which was just outside of the top 6k for the round. It was a decent round for me, I can't lie. Had all pretty much, well, a lot of the top scores other than basically a Max Holmes, and had a pretty good bottom out scoring, as I think an 80 was basically my lowest. And I'm pretty sure I counted up that if it was a best 22 scenario, I would have ended up with, I believe, around that 24-30 or so, which would have been also a really, really good score in general. So anyway, welcome back to another video, and as you can see here, the 21.15 there for the SuperCoach round, so a pretty good round in general. And this is how it went, and what went wrong was actually probably my trades, to be honest with you. Doherty, that didn't work, but hopefully he bounces back, because would have loved to have had him for another 30 or 40 points, because that would have gotten me another 20-30 points on top of that 21.15. Probably would have ended up somewhere, would have hoped for somewhere around that 21.50. The sad part is that Horne, if he hadn't dropped 2 marks or missed 2 kicks, probably ends up on like a 150, 160 easily. So, and that would have contributed another, what, 60, 70 points. So there was so many points left on the table. It was quite infuriating to watch almost. Caleb Daniel basically did nothing for that last little bit of that game, as well as Bolton. I'm pretty sure those two lost about 15 points in the last minute or two in that game, alongside Cherry, and I think even Sheasel as well lost quite a few points. But then again, Caleb Sarong gained like 30 as well. So can't really sort of cry about that or be annoyed, because it sort of swung in roundabouts, I would say. But yeah, I wasn't also expecting the likes of Matty Carroll to just go off, and it actually counted for me. This one, I don't know how much it would have actually mattered, because I'm pretty sure Bolton was out of my scoring, so at least it got me like 4 points or something like that. But it was just a really, really good end to the round type of score. So yeah, that was just that was a really good, just cherry on top type of moment. I knew I was going to score well when I got the 140 from Whitfield, the 109 here. When I really started to banker this defense up here, that was a really good round. Like my defense in total, what's that? 49, 78, 93, 116 minus 18. Yeah, I think in the end it got close to, I think it got 698 points in the end. I'm just trying to do it in my head here. I'm pretty sure my defense ended up for 698, which is a really, really solid round for me in general there, to be honest with you, especially having, or if I just miscounted a little bit, maybe 688 or something. But yeah, that was a really, really good round from 6 defenders there, 5 of them being primos. So yeah, really happy about that. And then also in the midfield, we had Jordan Dawson go big. That was really good. One thing that definitely did help my score was that I didn't have, like if you look here as well, I have basically one rookie here in Hewitt. I have another will be Johnson effectively there. And then, well, actually, if you think about it, I'm down to effectively one this week. I'll have Mills and then a rookie. And then that'll be pretty much that. But I'll have Mills, Doherty, Bolton, Rankin, etc. there. So we're going to see if I can do some upgrades there to get someone better. But you can kind of see what I'm looking at there and going, I don't like that necessarily, etc. So we're really trying to upgrade there, potentially getting like a TDK, etc. But we'll see about it. But yeah, that is what we're looking at. But if we just go back here to sort of this midfield, Dawson 118 was absolutely mega. And then you've got the likes of Caleb Sarong. He finally turned up with a massive 142. And he's now averaging well into the 100s, 108.3 now for the year. So it's not the worst. But yeah, would have just liked those really top end scores, because he's had an 80, 99, 97 sub 100 scores. But that was the first the second big score alongside another 142. But outside of that, his next biggest score is a 117 and a 107. Oh, sorry, 108, 107. So you can really see the drop off there is quite dramatic for the likes of Caleb Sarong. Then we get to Zach Merritt. He went clean with a 100. Would have loved for him to score an extra sort of 20 points that I thought was really on the table for him. But maybe it was just his sort of his ball use, I think, might have gotten into him a little bit in terms of just getting away and really, really putting on a score, because, yeah, he ended up, I think, on a 94 fantasy, but I'm pretty sure there could have been a lot more points there in terms of that for his super coach there, as he ended up using the ball at 72% with 6 turnovers. So not the greatest there, I would say, for the likes of Zach Merritt, especially because the last quarter there wasn't, he didn't do much basically in the first and the last quarter there. Really could have ended up on a bigger number. Jai Caldwell did his job. He is absolutely flying. He's now got an 82 break even, so he's pretty much not priced out in terms of what he's going to do, because he's still got some price movement, but obviously he's gone from 429k, now he's at 502k, and we expect, if we can say he's going to go 105 maybe, or 105, we expect him to get all the way sort of up towards that 530k marker, which would be huge as well. So that was big from him. Horne-Francis came back, gave us a 136, so he's now 491k. Would have hoped for that second half to just be a little bit bigger scoring-wise, but he did come off in the last quarter, which was a little bit annoying, because an extra 2 or 3 touches there, and he gets his way up to 150, which would have been huge for a bounce-back game from him. Then you had Caleb Daniel in 80, and if my memory serves me correct, he just basically didn't get involved in the game. He had in the end 23 touches, 4 marks, and in the last quarter he had 15 fantasy points from 5 touches, and that was at 100% at least. But yeah, would have just rathered him in the third quarter as well, had 5 touches, so he had basically 31 points in the second half, so he could have easily ended up on somewhere close to around about that 100 marker if he had just gone off early. But yeah, he in the end only had 1 turnover in the whole game, 87% disposal efficiency, just couldn't get around it enough to put up a monster score. Doherty had no touches, basically. I think he was down about 10 touches on as usual. So we'll see how that pans out in the end. I think it'll be fine long run. It just sucks because that you trade him in and you're like, oh, he's going to hopefully go back to sort of this 100 marker that he's done before, and then he drops to 69. So yeah, kind of just a little bit worrying, but I hope he bounces back strongly here in the next week, else that could be a must almost trade very, very soon. And then Jack Johnson on the bench here, 84 from him. And now he's got a minus 63 break even. He's really turned that around quickly. And he should be looking at some really good cash gen over the next couple of weeks. If we say he's going to score a 65 for the next couple of weeks, he gets to almost 300k very, very quickly. And him alongside some other rookies could potentially almost 3 rookies turn into a primo type areas, and then we can have the McCarthy at floating at the sort of M9 or D7 area. Cherry 105, job done. Gorm we talked about already. Baz Smith with a 114, would have loved for him with the 136 fantasy. You would have loved for him to have matched that, which would have been huge. But in the end, the 114. Not going to take it. I took it on with Gorn, which was a little bit sketchy, but Gorn's 75 second half really helped that out. Christian Petrarca just forgot how to play footy. He got tagged out of it as well, which kind of sucks. McRae, 87, a good bounce back game from him coming back from injury, and I expect to have some better games in the future from him. Kennedy, 97, he's been a really good pick over Bont, basically outscoring him. And yeah, he's just really good to have a forward as well, because forwards are becoming sort of really hard to find good ones that aren't sitting on the bye in the next little bit. Bolton, 78, really just forgot how to play footy for the last 5 minutes of that game, which really could have easily, I think he missed a shot late on that he could have easily scored, and that would have put him on like 90, 95 or whatever. And then Rankin, 81, I think he missed a shot late as well. It's probably potentially time for him to go, just looking at it. And the good thing about this is I do have enough forwards that I can basically just move him straight to a midfield. I've looked at guys like George Hewitt or something like that who just continually seem to score well. And then Elijah Hewitt, I've had this plan for weeks, basically putting in him for Mills because they're basically the same price. They're about 6Ks off. And then also Pedler, I might actually keep him because there's no real guys to go to. But yeah, we'll see about that. I could potentially move like a Gray or a Gross or someone like that on as well, just to get the cash to be able to go to someone. But we'll see about that. We'll see what I can conjure up, because if I can conjure up something well out of 2 trades, then that's better than using a third one as well. But anyway, that is the video there going through my SuperCoach team from round 14. If you did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. There will be on probably Wednesday, I'm hoping. I'm hoping I'll get to record it on Tuesday night, the trade targets for round 15. So we'll go through that, and that'll be posted on the Wednesday. And then Thursday you will have the teams for as well. And then Thursday night you'll probably have my potentially tips. I might actually record the tips early this week now as well. And you'll have that, and then I guess on the Friday night, on the late on, you might have the review of the game from Thursday night. We'll see about that. We'll just see how the timing lines up there. But anyway, I'll see you guys in those videos this week. Bye, guys.